Consider a system of 2-point particles M1 and M2, and the particles are 25 centimeters apart. The mass of particle M2 is 4 times the mass of M1, and mass M1 is 5 centimeters from the origin. And we have to calculate the position of the center of mass, xcm. So just rating our givens and finds, we have x2 minus x1. The distance between the particles is 25 centimeters. And we also know that that M1 is 5 centimeters from the origin. So that means that x1 is 5 centimeters. And putting these two equations together, x2 minus x1, so x2 minus 5 centimeters is 25 centimeters. So that tells us that x2 is 30 centimeters. We also know that our M2 is 4 times the mass of M1. We have M2 is equal to 4 M1. And we need to find the position of the center of mass. So this is what we're looking for right here. So we're going to try to, so these are our givens. Our find is xcm. Okay, so we're going to use the equation. Xcm is equal to 1 over the total mass, capital M, times the sum. We only have 2 masses here, so we're going to have the sum is just 2 terms. So I is equal to 1 to 2 of m I xi. And so that's just the mass of each of the 2 particles that we have times its location. So I can write that out. xcm is equal to the total mass is m1 plus m2. There's only 2 objects. And then the sum is m1 x1 plus m2 x2. This is a 1. Okay, so let's plug in. xcm is equal to 1 over 5, nope, over, so we've got m1, and m2 is 4m1. And then we have m1, and we know x1 is 5 centimeters, plus m2 is 4m1 times 30 centimeters. xcm. Okay, so we can add these together in the denominator. We have 1 over m1 plus 4m1 is 5m1. And now here we have an m1 here, and we have an m1 here. So we can factor that out. And we also have a 5 here and a 30 here. So we can factor 5 out of each of these terms. So let's do that. We'll have 5 times m1. We'll not worry about the units for right now. So I've factored out the 5 m1, and we are left with 1, because we took everything out of the first term, plus 4 times 6. So when we took out the 5 out of our 30, we're left with 6. So we have our 5 m1s cancel, and our xcm is equal to 1 plus 4 times 6 is 24. So we get 25 centimeters. And that tells us that in our picture, that the distance from here to here, right here, here, is equal to 25 centimeters.